low participation. Important thing which happen is that there is low participation. For example, we use a child who used to answer the questions. Like small children, usually they get very excited and they answer the questions whenever teacher is asking. Slowly they avoid doing participation in the class. The teacher starts saying that the child is not participating how they were used to do earlier. So this is one more sign that no, it is difficulty to focus. The child is difficult to focus. The child is easily distracted. The grades are changing. And let's talk about the emotional sign is that the first thing what they say is that I cannot do this. The low confidence, the anxiety, that's too difficult. They feel very anxious. I'm not good at this subject. So they feel thrown away from the subjects, thrown away from the academics. They feel that there is no point in studying. When the children start saying this all things, it is usually the feeling of their emotional behavior. This includes like in the daily behavior, usually when they avoid homeworks, they do delay in their work. And many times we have to say them, please do the homework, please do the homework, but still the child is delayed in the homework. Sometimes they are more focused on playing games on mobile phones, watching TV, or using like seeing the videos on the mobile phones. They are more engaged into this. Or sometimes the children just isolated themselves. They prefer rather staying alone. They don't go outside to play. They be alone with themselves itself. They stop reading books, they stop playing, they just be with themselves. So sometimes it is excessive screen time, sometimes like avoidance of completely homework, and then it is isolation. This all is comes under this three behavior. As a parent, we need to understand the changes, why they're losing of interest. We don't understand the science itself, so understanding of the science is also more important. So this science are being categorized into these three uh, parts, like academics, emotional, and behavior, where we understand why the child is behaving in this manner. Once we understand, then it is very easy to jot out why it is like that. So we will understand the psychology of motivation or understanding self-determination. Here is the part where we'll actually start with the seminar, actually start with the presentation. So please, I want everyone to be very much conscious over here to understand these three important element. So next 6 minutes are very important. Please understand like how does the motivation actually work. Many parents believe that motivation comes from rewards and punishment. This is a daily kind of thing, like every parent feels that I will, like if you get good marks I will buy you something, or if you don't study then I will punish. This is like usually every parent uses this. Now, this is a method like we use. This works only temporarily. For the long term, it is not the motivation. The real motivation is come from inside of the child. The most important theory that explains motivation is called self-determination theory, which we are learning today. According to the theory, every human being, including child, has three basic psychological needs. When these needs are fulfilled, people feel motivated and engaged. This is for everyone. When these needs, the first need is autonomy. Now, what is autonomy? Understanding autonomy is very important. Autonomy means the child feels that they have some choices and control over their actions. I repeat again. Autonomy means the child feels that they have some choices and control over their actions. As a parent, unknowingly, we do this. That children don't feel like they don't like controlling. Children don't like feeling they feel like everything is decided by the parents already. They feel powerless. When the child feels that their opinion is matter, then only they'll feel responsible. So we need to make them responsible. To make them responsible, the small changes makes a big difference. Like a simple example I could give here is that Allow your child to choose the subject to study first, rather than telling them just go and learn maths or learn English. Rather than telling them, just ask them that what do you like to study today. When you are allowing them to take up this authority by them own self to choose the subject, it really makes a difference. We'll learn this in detail later. This is basic introduction at this moment. Competency is the second part. Competency means the child feels capable. He feels that I can do, I can improve, I can be I can be successful. When the child is struggling without support, they may feel being believed they are not being good enough. They believing that they are not enough. When the children feel unsuccessful, they really feel that they are incompetent. But when the children feel successful in very small ways, the confidence grows, and the confidence grows and motivation increases. The third thing is relativeness. Please mute your mic, everyone. Relativeness means the child feels supported and understood by people around them. Children need to feel that their teacher care about them. They need to feel that their parents understand them. They need to feel that they belong to this learning environment. When the child feel emotionally supported, they are much more willing to engage in learning. So here is that why we need autonomy. Very important thing to understand. Why do we need this? When we combine the three of those, like when we combine three, autonomy, competency, and relativeness, we begin to understand how motivation works. Children feel motivated when they believe they have some choice in learning. I am capable of improving, and people around me support me. When these three things it comes into your mind, automatically the learning becomes meaningful. Now let's take an example. Here is autonomy. Simple meaning for this is having sense of choice and ownership. Everyone likes that they are given choice. Same way the children also likes the choice. Like many children today follow a very systematic routine. The entire day has been planned by the parents. Entire day is already given ready made to the child. Like they need to attend school this to this timing, they need to return home this to this timing is there. Again, extracurricular activities, the classes they need to go, tuitions they need to go, and the day has been planned completely by their parents. The schedule has been completely full. It is like it is completely structured. I understand the structure is more important. Do you really feel by this structure you're giving liberty to the child to take up their own ownership? You can just give me answers in the chat box. Like, do you feel like it's really uh, you're giving any kind of authority to the child when you just plan out their day completely without asking their choices? Did you ever ask your child that, do you really want to go to the dance class, or do you want to learn chess? No, it is we of the parents, we think that what is best for our child, and we will give them the same thing without asking their choices. So this is what is creating pressure in their mind. The child feels that they don't have any choices. They feel like nobody's hearing us. There is no respect. They feel that there is no respect. So when the child has been involved in making decisions, they feel like, okay, I'm also valued, my decision is also respected, my parents are also considering me. When they feel that, okay, I'm also important, my they ask me the choice whether science first or mathematics first, what should I learn, they are given choices to take up small decisions. This way we are making the child very stronger. I would like to connect to the audience at this moment of time. Have you ever done let's open up the mic. You can just talk to me at this moment. Have you ever done to this style, and what differences you have been seeing? You can use your chat box as well as you can use your mic. Like, have you ever done with your parents, with your children, when you are giving them authority of choosing their subject or choosing their choice of homework? Shava ma'am, I'll take that question at the end. Okay. So I'm waiting for your questions and your feedbacks over here, and understanding how giving autonomy to the child. See, when you give them the opportunity to choose something, give them the choices, automatically you will feel that child is doing responsible. Even in small activities, when you do choosing the dress, what to wear today, allow the child to choose their dress by their own rather than you forcing them to wear the same clothes. When they start making small decisions in the life, they will learn to take up decisions. So this is really important. We'll move forward. I hope you have understood the autonomy part. Again, I'm getting the same error. Just give me 1 minute, please. Let's move forward to the competency. This is the second psychological needs that affects the motivation. A simple competency means the capable of learning and improving. They feel that they're incapable of learning or improving. They need to feel that the whatever efforts they're putting, that will go into progress, which they don't feel. They repeatedly failures, repeatedly when they learn, they get repeatedly failures. They start the judging their competencies. They feel that they are not worthy enough to study in, or they're not. They don't have that confidence to face themselves into public. They feel doubt in asking questions. They fear doing mistakes. So, like they feel that they're not good at maths, they don't understand science, or probably they feel that they will fail. So they neglect the subjects, they just run away from that subjects. They feel like when there is no point in studying, when I'm automatically going to fail, there's no point in studying at all. So they stop studying. This is the major reason why the children don't feel like to go, because there is fear for the subject. They don't, because of continuously failure, they are not able to solve the problems which has been coming by that subject. The liking of that subject is not like increasing in their mind because of this rigorous failing. They don't, they fail of asking questions, they fail from, like, if I'll ask the questions, everyone will laugh at me. Even a 6-year-old child, when they feel fear front of crying in front of parent, in the their friends in the classroom, they feel like embarrassed over there. So this embarrassing situation, every time they keep them pulling back. They always feels that their competencies are lacking there. So they don't feel a safe environment among them. The environment is always making them shameful, always making them like mistakes are not good. Even as a parent, we always say that you should not do mistakes. You should not do mistake. These words are being, tightly pressed into their minds, and because of that, or we should not fail. This also words usually as a parent we use, that you should not fail. You should not fail. So these words have been tightly, developing the area in their mind that no, failing is wrong thing, doing mistake is a wrong thing, if I express myself, that is a wrong thing. And this all things give them the emotional baggages that less of competencies they have. Now we need to give them change this completely. By telling them it's okay to do mistakes. Mistakes can be corrected when you understand your mistakes where you have done wrong. We should we should guide children. We should make a safe environment to the children, saying that asking them how much marks you have got rather than asking what do you learn. Each day when you go and ask, okay, today was the test, how much marks you have got, rather than you need to ask them what you have learned. Is that learning worthy? What if you ask a simple question from the if a teacher in English of teacher taken English today, what you have learned from this lesson, what teacher was teaching today, what you have learned, rather than understanding, explaining them how much did you get the marks. So it's very important to develop that competencies in the child. Simple changes when we do in ourselves, rather than just asking them what is your interest, how what interesting you find in that lesson, or just ask questions what difference, like what is the things you have not understood. Just ask questions. When you give them liberty to ask questions, they will surely feel that confidence in themselves. So they have to, we need to remove that shameness from themselves. We have to make them a safe environment by asking them, some right kind of questions which make them safe. We should not judge them or laugh at them or scold them or tell them, okay, why you have done this and that. We should not see them as a criminals. We need to see them as an innocent children who were curious earlier, but because of our behavior now we have make them isolated. So change into our vision is very much important at this moment in time. Important concept comes over here is that now schools earlier, like, they used to not understand the child learning is different. Nowadays mostly the schools have started, seeing that the children are different. They started understanding. Traditional education system earlier, it was not designed that they used to make a simple lesson plan, same lesson plan for everyone. They used to think that everyone will learn in the same way, there were no differences. But now it is different. We know that the children are learning. Some children learn in a visual manner, some children learn in listening manner, some children like to do work by their own self, then only they understand. So some like to work physically, some like to, do drawing and learning. So this all activity based learning or some kind of different methodologies in learning help the child to understand the concept more easier. So we need to talk about this is that every child possesses information differently. Some children best learning seeing information. These children are called visual learners. We need to understand this. They understand the concepts by drawing pictures, charts, or videos. Their learnings get easier when they see to the videos or when they see some kind of diagrams. And there are some kind of children, like, they like listening a lot. Suppose, like, when teacher is talking or some music has been they start understanding more faster. There are some children, like, they will do models, they will do some science experiment, they will do some activities. By doing this activity they will learn faster. So this different type of lesson plans are there. This will make the learning more different. So this is called as personalized learning, where we use different ways of learning. We make them study in a different learning environment. So this is different style. We'll be learning about different styles also. Your upcoming multiple intelligence theory. Now, a psychologist called Howard Gardner, very important theory which has been in a, like, he has really given this theory to everyone in the good revolution in the education system, that it is in multiple intelligence theory. In many schools, intelligence offer measures through subjects like mathematics, science, and languages. But Gardner suggested that intelligence existed in many different forms. Example, Children have a strong linguistic intelligence. These children enjoy reading, writing, storytelling and communications. Some children have strong logical intellectuals. These children enjoy solving problems, working with numbers and analyzing patterns. There are few children who enjoy musical intelligence. They have musical intelligence. They understand rhythms, melodies, sounds. There are some children who understand bodily intelligence. These children learn through movements or physical activities. They may excel in sports, dance, or practical activities. There are some children who are interpersonal intelligence. They understand when people talk. They be with the people, they understand more easily. There are some children who are intrapersonal intelligence. They understand with emotions and thoughts very well. They are reflective and self-aware. They understand by their own self. There are some children who are naturally intelligence, like they are connected with nature a lot, animals, environment. With this help that they learn faster. So education does not focus only on identifying weakness. Instead, education should help discover and develop strengths. When children learn through their strengths, something powerful happens. Their confidence increases, their curiosity increases, and their interest learns grow naturally. Now, when the school uses this policy, it they do the changes in the lesson plan and they create the lesson plan in such a manner the complete syllabus or the academics has been changed in this manner. They start growing faster, they start learning faster because they have got their own ways of learning. When they don't have their ways of learning, automatically the interest starts falling. If this happens with your children, this is the right theory which you need to use. The schools which need to use, you need to choose such kind of schools which use multiple intelligence theory. You need to ask this question to the schools, the teachers, that are you using this multiple intelligence theory, because this will only make my child different. This is very powerful and important theories where children's all kind of development happens when they have been learned in a very different manner. They are not feeling of judged. It is the same way, like we don't ask the fish to climb the tree. When we understand the competencies of fish, we understand that the fish is capable of very good when it is in water. He will same way when we understand that the child is good when learned by pictures, learned by music, learned by some kind of artwork. So here the intelligence should not be doubt. Here the medium or the way should be doubt how you are teaching the child. Now, there are other factors also which influence the child, that are physical and neurological factors. As a parent, we need to understand this. Now, let's talk about this. Sometimes problem is not academics at all. Child may not be struggling because of lack of intelligence or abilities. Instead, difficulty may be related to physical or biological factors that affect concentrating and learning. We neglect this kind of issue, but it is very important that brain is an organ just like an heart and lung, and brain also needs to work properly, needs some basic conditions. So yeah, sorry for the disturbance. When the conditions are not present, like we feel that the brain is not working properly, or they are feeling some kind of anxiety problems is there, or they're not sleeping properly. The sleeping problem is more important. When the first factor, what could say that the sleep of the child is more important. When the child does not sleeps properly, even the academics fails. Many children in today, they sleep by using their phone, using their tablet, or watching videos at late nights. So by this, the brain has been the sleeping has been hindered. The sleeping, they can't sleep properly. So in the long run, when this has been done in the long run, it will really affect their sleep. So enough sleep is more important. If a child does not get enough sleep, several things may happen. Their attention spans become shorter, their memories become weaker, they may feel tired and irritated during the day. When the brain is tired, learning becomes difficult. The most school and the most school children have to sleep around 8 to 10 hours of sleep is more important. So as a parent, we need to see that the child is sleeping for at least 8 to 10 hours. The second important factor is iron deficiency. The iron helps to carry oxygen in the blood to brain. If a child has low iron level, they may feel constantly tired. They may find it difficult to concentrate. They may appear lazy or uninterested. But in reality, they may simply be lacking energy. This is why the healthy diet is very important. Parents should make sure that the children eat balanced meal with vegetables, fruits, and nutritious food. The third factor is the excessive sun exposure. Today's children are surrounded with digital devices. I'm sorry, it is like uh, the screen exposure is more increased, like mobile, tablet, video games, social media. This all has been stimulating their brains. So because of this, the dopamine is increased in the child, and this creates an excitement feeling in their mind. When the children becomes using is faster, stimulating, normally studying does normal studying feels like boring. they the slow things they do not like. When they have seen this faster reels, faster kind of activities happening, the faster games, they don't like this slow steady boring kind of education. They want the education also to run faster with them. Now another factor is environmental factor also. Now, why environmental factor, I'm telling. Now, somewhere in the schools, if you see, there are different cultures. Children come from different background. Some children, like, sometimes they have to shift the school. Sometimes they need to be their neighbor in the classroom is somewhere else, like from the different community, from the different culture, different background. The teacher is sometimes new, the syllabus is sometimes new. So everything, this all kind of thing, hinders their learning. This is their environmental factor. So for this, we can't hold them faulty. Sometimes there are two, both the parents are working and the child is alone at home. Sometimes there are competitive examinations where the child is struggling to score that marks. Usually in the elder children, we could see. So sometimes there are some kind of hormonal changes also happen in the children. So this also we need to find that at the teenager there are some changes happening in physical level, emotional level, their energies, their moods, their concentration level, everything has been increased. Sometimes now this problem is more increased of their, some children's sugar levels also get fluctuates because of wrong eating habits. So parents are not concentrating on all this kind of issues which are been there. So this all signs, we as a parent we need to monitor that this all are signs, like sudden silence of the child, sudden irritation of the child, or some kind of attitude where they say that I don't care, like they feel like to stop everything and just go on their own way. Sometimes the child who stop all the physical activities. So sometimes they place this kind of defensive mechanism kind of thing. They like, they just start putting on us. Sometimes say they said that you are forcing me to do this, or sometimes they just start complaining they have a headache, or they have a stomach ache. They sometimes get vigorous fevers every time. This is the thing which I have observed. Every time the child gets fever every 15 days. So as a parent, you must have, so often seen that the child is getting anger more important, more usual times the child is get overreacted, or the child is angered when you try to punish them, or when you try to ask them questions, they give you a very rude answers. So this all differences happen because of this all physical factors, emotional factors, uh, environmental factors, whatever have been shared at this my previous slides. Now the major comes like, what is the practical solution? Now practical solutions are more important. Now we have seen the problems, we have seen everything, but now is the practical solution. What is the practical solution? Now according to you all, let's give me the answers, like what do you feel, what are the practical solutions should be there to these problems? Sorry. What can the practical solutions can be there? So there are some practical solutions. So what can the parents can actually do? Now, when we have talked about the reasons why the children sometimes lose interest in learning, now next question is, what can a parents actually do about it? Because when parents see the child struggling with motivation, they often feel worried. Sometimes they also feel confused. They may think, should I punish the child harder, or should I give more tuitions, or should I be strict, or should I be lenient, or should I be more caring? What should a parent do is very difficult question for the parent to understand. In many cases, the most effective solution is simply change in everyday's parenting approach. Parents usually do this, like, let's talk about a practical step of we should apply. The first important step what we can apply is open communication. Children should feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feeling with their parents. Sometimes when the children talk about their problems, parent immediately start giving advice or correcting them. Every parent does this. As soon as the child starts speaking something, parents starts giving their advice. So first thing, very important is that let allow the child to speak first. Listen very patiently. In today's world, patience is more important. As a parent, we need to be very patient with the child. Instead of starting giving instructions to them, let's have an open-ended questions, like, what was the most interesting thing you have learned today? Such kind of question you should ask. What was something you felt very difficult today? Like, what do you feel about your classes today? Such kind of questions will make them, giving them this open-ended questions, sometimes they feel like, oh, so much expressive the children becomes. When they start expressing very openly, they feels that, okay, my emotional connect has been happening with the child parent. So the child feels like, okay, I am also worthy enough. The parent is taking interest in me. Parent is parent is having time for me. Parent is there to listen to me. Somebody is there to listening to me. When they feel that, okay, somebody is there, this emotional support gives them a emotional support. So as a parent, today onwards, you need to just start listening to the child, more important, and ask open-ended question, open communication, rather than judging them or coming to a conclusion. As a parent, we do every time that we come to a conclusion. So we should not come to a conclusion. We have to just, give a chance to the child to speak. Now second step is that consistent emotional support. Children need to know that their parents value their efforts, not just the result. An important line to understand is, just marks are not important, but the efforts which they have put, whatever maybe out of 20, if the child is getting 15 also, the child has worked hard for that 15 marks also. So that 15 is more important rather than you asking a question saying that only 15. You have to ask that, oh, good, you have got 15. Only 10. No, he has worked hard to get that 10 marks even. Appreciating them, praising them. Okay, at least you have got that. So this emotional connection makes the child know, okay, if I get less marks, whatever I've got, these are also good marks. When the child believe that they are appreciated only, when sometimes when they feel they're appreciated only for the good marks, not so their failure, the fear of the failure starts growing up. They run behind the appreciations. We all, as a human being, also, wherever we get appreciation, we starts running behind that. But if somebody is there to scold us, or somebody is there always to pinpoint our mistakes, do we run behind them? No. We run behind only those people who like us, who appreciate us, who be with us, support us, who make us emotionally, shows that emotionally we are there for us. So when such kind of teachers are there with them, such kind of parents are there with them, or such kind of school environment is there, such kind of environment makes the child very much positive in studies. Even the parents' attitude towards learning changing is more important. Now, if the parents start talking about the studies showing stressed and negative feelings, the child really feels disinterested. So, parents' mindset has to be changed, thinking that my child, whatever efforts he's putting, that has to be praised. We need to have a growth mindset that child putting efforts is more important. Earlier he was doing this much, now he's doing this much. This kind of mindset you should have. The daily progress, observing slowly, 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 you need to observe the progress rather than giving much bigger targets. To understand that, rather than just asking him to come out 20 out of 20, just see that, okay, today it is 5 marks, tomorrow it will be 20 marks. Gradually the child will increase, gradually the child will grow. I could see your wonderful answers over here. Appreciated to see your answers. Good. Again, some things what we can do is that we can have emotional checks, like 15-20 minutes weekly. We can sit with them, we can ask them, like, no, we ask to the child, are you happy? Like, how many times you were happy in this week? What was difficult you have felt? Like, did I didn't support you today? You need to be asking questions to them. You need to have that emotional check. In a week, you need to be with them, appreciate for the small small talents which they have, a small drawing, small creativity which they have done. So I've seen usually the small children do this clay work, and they create such kind of uh, ideals which we also don't know what it is, but we feel their emotions and their imagination. According to their imagination, it is something very beautiful which they have been created. So their appreciation is more important. We need to engage with the child at least 20 minutes to 25 minutes daily, praising their efforts, not their marks. Then is comparison. We compare with the other siblings, other students. The school fails where the comparison happens. When the teacher compares about one child to another, parent compares from one child to another, this comparison creates a very huge impact in child's mind. This comparison should not happen. Usually in early 90s, 80s, parents used to compare. So this should not happen. And regularly at the end, I could say that regularly we need to see the watch the screen time. Usually at the night time, the screen time should be less, because their sleep is more important, their diet is more important. What are they eating is more important. Are they having their physical activities? This is important to understand that whether the child is physically active or not. Creating a right environment is more important. Children flourish Children flourish in the environment where they feel emotionally safe. When the child feels safe, they are not afraid of asking questions. When they're afraid, they understand. When they are not afraid, they did not understand this, like they ask questions directly. Mama, Papa, I have not understood this, or this is feeling difficult for me. So when they get an environment where their personalized learning has been happening, where the choice of their way of learning has been happening, using different theories, way of changing in the methodologies, different pedagogies, and different way of lesson plan building, this all make the environmental learning more supportive towards the child. When they get personalized learning, when the mentors of their teachers or the school is having such kind of environment where every effort has been mattered, no, individually progress has been considered, each child has been important for them, such kind of environmental makes the learning more easier for the child. So same philosophy we have brought in Amore Learning School. So we have come towards the end, and I hope I have been made justice to this kind of small kind of session where we have talked the philosophy, where Amor has been having such kind of philosophy where we have personalized way of learning. Just 2 minutes. At Amor Learning School, we believe something very simple and very powerful. Every child has a potential, and that potential grows best when the child feels understood, supported, and encouraged. Our approach focuses on individual learning pathways. This means we do not assume that every child learns in exactly the same way. Instead, we observe each child carefully. We try to understand their strengths, their interest, and their learning style. And then we adapt the learning experiences to support the child's growth. An important part of philosophy is emotional mentoring. Academic success is closely connected with emotional well being. When the children feel confident and emotionally supported, there is much more willing to explore new ideas. They ask more questions, they participate more actively, they become more confident learner. They emphasize we emphasize on small group focus interactions. We have smaller group. We feel they feel confident and safe to ask questions in small group, less pressures, and freely and flexible studying environment. And important thing is that holistic development approach. Education does not only prepare child for exam, education prepares child for life. This is our, I could say, a vision for our Amol Learning School, including we also focus on communication skill, confidence, critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving abilities. Our lesson plans in design in such a manner the child is we allow the child to respond towards each and every question. We make the child feel comfortable, safe, emotionally secure, and intellectually supported. So we are you all are free to ask questions about Amor Learning School, what we do at Amor Learning School, and I'm here to answer all your questions. Let's take up your questions now. Sometimes the school they give too much of heavy homeworks and exam stress. Yeah, majorly when the school is designed only to give marks, and when they have been voted in a way of academics pattern. If I tell about Amor, what is our working like examination pattern? Very much curious, though we have an online school, but we have a systematic online platform, a systematic examination schedule where we mark on their daily activity, that is their CW. Daily notes, whatever they have written, even their handwriting, among their communication skills, even what they have learned. The question answers is not much important. Then how much is their solving ability, or how much is their curiosity has been just satisfied or not. There are ratings given to the child in that manner. Even child rates themselves in that manner. So the examination pattern is very flexible. There is no stress given to the child. Then now I believe homework should enforce concept rather than overloading students. Balance assessment and student curious motivation, if this is there into our system. Yes, parents should celebrate small wins and rebuild confidence. They should praise efforts. Yes, they should keep learning pressure free positivity. Yes, that is their parents should keep consistency, distraction free study routine, and they should stay patient and positive, avoids pressure. Really great answers. Good. So I'm open here. I've got some parents who have wanted to ask few questions regarding Amore Learning School. So I'm here to answer those questions. Any kind of doubts if you have for these sessions, I'm here to answer those questions. Next 5 minutes I'll answer those questions and we'll end up the session here. Any questions? You can open up your mic and speak. uh, is there something live questions have come from the chat from the YouTube? Okay, so I hope I am waiting for your feedbacks also. I hope you have liked this sessions. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. How Amol Learning School is different from traditional school? It's, see, comparison is very different. I don't want to compare with the traditional school, but I will tell what exactly Amor works. I will share a small day structure. You will understand how Amor works. Just give me 1 minute. I'll share you the day. How is the school day of the child? Very interesting. Like in our time, if you have got such kind of school, I would have been very happy person to join such kind of school. Now, though we are an online school, but I would like to share you how is the activity or how is the day of the child. First thing, the child meets their friends at the morning at the school assembly. They meet the school principal, they meet their teachers, all the teachers who are there, all the friends and family who were there in the school, complete everyone they meet morning day at the time when they start the school. There's the school assembly, and they get a platform to express themselves with the small stories, with small poems, the news reading, the quizzes which we share, or the facts which we share, or some kind of learning sessions for all together. So this is the assembly when they start their school. Second is their classroom. The classroom is designed in such a manner that they have got 35 minutes of period. In the 35 minutes of period, the lesson plan is divided into 4 different parts, where the first part is the introduction level, where it starts with the story. Each day, the child will be learning a story, and the concept will be driven from that story, which will be based on audio visual interactive session. With that, an activity session is there where the children, like somebody learns by doing it out, somebody learns by drawing, somebody learns by hands-on activities. So such kind of multiple intelligence theory has been used, and the activities has been planned in such a manner that each and every child is appreciated. And the last part comes with an interactive homework, where the child has to do the homework not on the book or a pen or something, while live with the teachers they need to do the homework. So this is also the session which they need to do in their regular 35 minutes of class. Second thing, the break times. Every 35 minutes class, they get 5 minutes of break time. Now, 5 minutes of this break time is for them to relax, they to get the different books. Even this 5 minutes is there to interact with their friends. This will be an open link where the teachers will be changing, but the child will be there with the same link. Where break time will also be enjoyed with the friends to talk, eating with the principal, eating with the teacher, eating with the friends, sharing their lunch or deciding the lunch or planning, okay, today I will be eating up this. This will increase their eating habits. They will start enjoying their meals. They will start being with their friends. Okay, my friend is eating healthy. I'll also eat healthy. So my teacher is eating healthy. I'll also eat healthy. So this kind of mood they it will bring up into their break times also. Now there is a classroom activity. Now Saturdays, it is actually a 5 day school on Monday to Friday, but we have kept the Saturday as an activity day. Even in their timetable, you could see that two, if there is a learning subject, then one there will be an activity, maybe a drawing period, a music period, or a yoga period, or some kind of activity which has been planned for them. And then there is a fixed doubt clearing session. Every subject has a one fixed doubt clearing session. The child don't have to wait if there a doubt is there. Like in normal traditional school, what happens, the child usually has to wait for the next day or the next period to come, or they go home and they sit their homework and do it. But here they have a live interactive LMS platform, and then immediately when they get a doubt, they can just type out to the chat box and drop that message to the teacher saying that I have this doubt. The questions will be picked up and those questions will be solving their doubts. Teacher can be giving the answer at the live session or else into the recorded sessions or into the chat box. Every class will be recorded. Major traditional methods, what happened, they have to go to the school and whatever the teacher has been taught, that has been finished. They don't get, there is no area where the teacher has been recalling, they get a recalling platform. But when they have a saved video for each and every class, so they can anytime go back to their classroom and see what today a teacher has been taught. So they have got access this huge library which they have only created by themselves, which will help their self study. And then playful assessments, which I just said about it. So this is a very kind of fruitful day which we have planned at Amore Learning School, and it has really worked us psychologically, also helping the child to grow in this changing 21st era. I would be happy to have many more questions from your ends. Thank you, Kuldeep sir. It is really very great to see you all. Thank you. And here we come to the end of the session. I would invite you all for the open session for Amore Learning School. Anytime you can take up an counseling session with our counselors and learn more about Amore Learning School. We'll be coming up future with many more webinars, such kind of different webinars and many more topics. Thank you for joining with me. Thank you for being here. Great. Have a great evening. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.